Yo, what's up, guys? Just setting up some last second things, and then I will get started to go over quite a few matches from this last week's events. We had events in North Carolina over at Lost Ark Legacy. We had an event in the La Crosse area, Wisconsin, from the Scrub Series guys that happened on Saturday. And then we had the next level G-Status ranking event that same day. And then immediately after that, we had the Don's Arcade Auto Qualifier event in SoCal. And then Sunday, Chicago had their first event at Logan Arcade. That was really sick too. So I'm going to go over some Dudley matches from every one of those events. However, there was not really a Dudley present. At least not the one that I saw when I was watching the stream and when I checked the brackets at the Lost Ark event. And the Dudley that I know from over there is Sneak. So instead, I'm going to be looking at his match with Jibbo, aka Automatic. I know him as Jibbo, but you guys probably know him better as Automatic since he's a SF5 player now. But let me go ahead and make sure this is all good. Okay, cool. So we've got quite a few matches lined up here. Awesome. I'm probably going to upload... I know I said I'd upload the last one, but then I ended up playing matches. This one, I'm definitely not going to play any matches after this, at least not on this part of the stream. This is strictly going to be, analysis so I can upload it to YouTube and have it on my YouTube channel for anybody, particularly these Dudley players, budding Dudley players, or any Dudley players that are interested, or even players in general who don't play Dudley and just kind of want to learn more about the character. I'll upload this to my YouTube channel, Katie_alpha, same as everywhere else, and then that'll be archived there, so if anyone wants to check it out later on down the line after it gets lost in the Twitch archives, it'll be there for a while. Alright, I think I'm ready to go now. Let's make sure I have everything cool here. Okay. Sick. All good, Sneak. All good. Sneak just messaged me. Let me switch over and see if you guys can see this. Awesome. Okay. That's exactly what I wanted. Alright. So the first match I'm going to do, or the first few matches that I'll do, will be from the top 10 ranking battles that happened last week. Earlier in the week, this is Sneak versus Automatic, aka Jibbo. Jibbo used to play Dudley, but he can play quite a few characters. When he was playing Third Strike, is pretty well versed at the game, so very experienced with a few characters. But it starts off with Dudley versus Hugo here. I kind of just wanted to start this off just to try and do a little bit of analysis for Sneak. And, you know, he already told me he knows that he messed up a lot of execution, but I haven't really watched all of this all the way through, so this is kind of going to be me watching it for the first time, sort of. I've seen bits and pieces of this, but when I saw this, I wanted to, I remember thinking, I'm not going to watch all this so I can do analysis on it later. So let's go ahead and get started and see how he starts the match. In this matchup, one thing that you do want to take note of is Hugo has normals that are deceptively long as far as their hurt box and their hitbox. So for example, this stand jab that he did, it can hit you farther than it looks. Stand strong, low forward, all have really deceptive ranges as far as you know, their ability to make contact with you. But also, in particular, for Dudley, their ability to get counter hit by his standing roundhouse. So in this matchup in particular, in the neutral, you kind of want to just stand outside of the range of his normals and just hit stand roundhouse. You know, Hugos like to do clap in the neutral too to try and counter hit, but if you stand at the right range and you time it right, you can counter hit his clap with a stand roundhouse as well. It's kind of tricky. And it's easier to do it with the stronger versions of clap, like heavy and strong, as opposed to jab clap. Jab clap, a lot of times, will actually just end up beating your roundhouse if you try and counter hit it. But for the fierce and strong versions of clap, you can counter hit it somewhat reliably with the right timing and spacing with his stand roundhouse. So, with that in mind, let's see how he plays the neutral. I think he starts off with a forward fierce here, which isn't bad. It's a pretty good spacing tool. Stand fierce is good as well. There's that stand strong. Backbreaker, a really strong tool in this matchup, because Dudley has such a short jump. So it forces Dudley to commit to his option even earlier, right? If you're going to backbreaker him, then he has to commit to a normal even earlier to hit him out of the startup of the backbreaker. And Hugo is doing a lot of, you know, normal presses. Oh, just ended up catching him there. And that's unfortunate. He tried to go for a row setup, but the spacing was bad, so he ended up getting SPD'd for his troubles. Oh no, cross counter. Definitely didn't want that. That was a deep fierce. So this is one thing I want to point out, and this is something that you're going to see a lot of. Dudley players in particular have to, you know, they have to make a choice, right? And it's really fast. Either you're looking for the confirm off of a jump in normal, so in this case he lands jump fierce, and then you have to decide really quickly, you know, basically right as you land, because you know, you kind of have to have an idea exactly of what you're going to do here. Are you going to go for roundhouse? Are you going to go for super? Are you going to go for upper? Are you going to go for low shorts into it? So you have a lot of choices here. You could probably do, you know, stand roundhouse into fierce upper and not spend any meter, put him in the corner. but you might not get an Oki situation since he can quick rise, right? If you do super, you won't put him in the corner, and you know he still has Gigas, even though you get the hard knockdown and you can get a better Rose setup or a better Oki situation. But you do lose the meter, and then you don't have meter to play with on his wake up, right? So then your Oki becomes a little less dangerous because you don't have confirm into super off of dart shot or low short or low strong, right? So in that regard, you know, it really is just about meter situation. Since he's down a game and or down a round and only has 1 bar, personally I would try and do something like stand roundhouse into upper or towards forward into upper, try and save the meter, try and put him towards the corner, because that gives you a lot more wiggle room to work with. And then, you know, if you eat the Gigas on the following Oki setup, or he parries something and then gives Gigas, right? Like, let's say worst case scenario, you get Gigas, then you still have a meter to try and work with. Whereas if you use the meter now and then you go for the Oki and he's not in the corner, then you know he can basically just pressure you for free since you have no invincible wake up without bar, and then you kind of have to hold it. And then you know if even if nothing happens, he still has the positional advantage because you know he can kind of push you more towards the corner than you push him towards the corner. So in that instance, he went low short short super towards Fierce. I would like to see him do more stand roundhouse. I haven't really seen him buffering stand roundhouse in this distance, and you definitely want to walk in and out as Dudley in this neutral game to try and bait him into using some of those normals that you can counter hit, or at the very least jump, right? You know, if you can force him to jump, then Dudley has a lot of answers for Hugo, and that was a dangerous jump in. This jump in that he did right here with the roundhouse, he parries, he could have got Gigas there. That would have been really bad. Instead did low short, early jump roundhouse, all these good normals. Look at Hugo's got his normals are so good. Stand roundhouse, dash. So he reset him out of the air. He tried to jump out of there, reset him with stand strong. That's really smart by Jibbo. Then dashes up, immediately goes for the Gigas. And at that point, once the flash is activated, you already had to have been doing something like holding up or doing like super or EX upper or something to try and prevent this. But since the flash happened, it doesn't look like he was doing anything other than crouch blocking. He's going to eat that super, and that's death. Okay, so let's see the next match. They both start off with a jump that time. Forward Fierce is a really good option. However, you don't want to throw it out. You don't want to throw out anything too much in any matchup versus good players, because they'll catch on, they'll parry you, and they'll punish you for it, and then they take that option away. Good parry, nice clap. He was too far for that EX upper to hit, so maybe he was hoping to catch a limb. But yeah, at that range, that's not really worth it. Messes up the punish, probably because he ended up on the other side. Most likely wanted a clap there. Sneak drop in the juggles. Oh, one thing to note for Dudley players, maybe there's just not like a whole lot of awareness in general because I don't see it punished often. But if he does just raw dart shot and you block it, I'm pretty sure a lot of characters can punish it, but Hugo in particular, since he has like a 1 frame or 2 frame SPD. I'm not exactly sure. It depends on how you count frames, but it's either 1 frame or 2 frame, and it can definitely punish just 1 dart shot on block. So if you just block this and he doesn't go for the medium kick follow up on the target combo, then it becomes an instant punish for Hugo, where he can just SPD you for that for free. Sneak went for the target combo though, so he wouldn't get SPD'd. It's also a free Gigas if you do that. One thing to note here too, I mentioned it in my last stream where I covered Dudley footage, but Dudley's Stand Fierce, its first few frames of being active, I believe the first 3 or 4 are super cancelable. So if they parry this and they parry it early, you can cancel it into super. However, it is not cancelable very late, so if they cancel it later, or if they parry it later, you cannot cancel it into super. you just have to eat whatever punish they give you. That could have been Gigas there as well. It just seems like Jibbo's not, he's probably mad rusty. It's been a while since I've seen Jibbo play Third Strike. Yo, what's going on, Chinchilla and Meyer? So there's the reset. I love that Sneak is using the reset super. I'm a big fan of that. At least force them to parry it, show you that they can. Otherwise, like, why not do it? Because it's free damage. There, he ate the roundhouse. He might still be negative, even if you hit him standing. Nice. I love that. That's a good tool for Dudley. This stand strong I just recently learned is 3 frames startup. So it's very fast. It can cancel into ducking. It can cancel into super. You can link it into super. It also is something that you can go into a target combo with. I believe you can go strong, forward, fierce. So you can kind of use it as an anti-air, kind of use it as anti-parry stuff, since the target combo cancels really fast, and I don't think I'll be able to do anything much. Backs off, hits him with the rose, and this is smart from Sneak. He already knew, you know, I've already basically won this round, so I'm not gonna go in and give you this opportunity to land this Gigas on me. I'm not gonna, you know, overextend, and that's something that a lot of Dudleys tend to do when they smell the kill. In particular, myself, you know, you smell the kill, you feel like I can finish this. You know, I've got him down basically to no health with like 70 seconds left on the round. I got a bar to play with. And you know, and I'm up around. I can definitely like go in and take a risk, right? But it's smart to not do it in this situation because of all those reasons I just listed. You have every advantage on your side, so why not take your time and force him into a mistake? That way you can capitalize on the round and take it without getting too risky. And that time he just ended up jumping into it, so that was smart from Sneak. So I think at this point, yeah, he switches to Ken. I'll do a match of this versus Ken. In this matchup, it's very hard for Dudley. Ken has so many good tools versus Dudley. He can dash under his jumps. He's got, you know, multiple ways to anti-air. He can punish a lot of things on block with super, even Shoryu. You know, he's got good pressure that forces Dudley into a lot of bad situations. When he has Dudley in the corner, there's so many tools that he has to keep him in the corner. In general, like, his normals kind of out footsie Dudley at most ranges. You know, stand roundhouse, low forward, sweep, low strong, stand strong. Those are all pretty good normals. Far fierce is an underrated normal. Something that you can use versus Dudley in general as a Shoto, the far version of your stand fierce. It hits at weird ranges for Dudley, so it's something that is not, you know, not common, or at least not common enough to where you would have the wherewithal to parry it, you know, every time they use it. Oftentimes, especially in the corner, you can kind of use it as a way to prevent Dudley from jumping in the same way that Ryu does with standing roundhouse at certain distances once he has people cornered. It has sort of the same coverage that Ryu stand roundhouse does, but in this case, you know, it basically allows Shotos another option to deal with Dudley at a range where there's not a whole lot that he can do about it. And because it's a fierce, you know, it's not necessarily going to lose to Dudley stand roundhouse. So Jibbo already showing the knowledge, using the lows, spacing it out. There's the Shoryu. That stand strong. It can link on into super. Obviously he doesn't have the bar for it here, but it can link into super, standing, or crouching. So just something to take note of. This is something that kept coming out throughout the weekend when I was watching a lot of the footage too. Dudley obviously doesn't have the bar, but just you know, a heads up for Dudley players out there, it's something that you know, I've seen that we all need to work on, myself included. Ducking super ducking, medium kick ducking super. That's the punish. Every time you see that, that's a free super, ducking super. Don't use the roundhouse, has too much startup. Short might not give you the range for all the hits. Medium kick is really good. So in this range, just anytime you block a Shoto sweep, ducking super. That's the punish every time. So in this matchup, you know, there's not a whole lot Dudley can do to contend with Ken's normals except for his fierces. Stand fierce, forward fierce, to a certain extent, sweep is a tool that you can use in the neutral, but it's very hard because it has a lot of startup, it has a lot of recovery, and it's not active very long, so it's not something you want to throw out there too often. But if you smell that maybe they're going to dash in, maybe they'll dash into it, or maybe you can catch a limb on their startup. It's more of a feel and timing thing, but you have to be in the right spacing for it. But in general, you kind of want to, the way that you want to play footsies with Ken in the neutral is you want to use your standing normals more, because they have more range and they can kind of hit Ken more often than your crouching normals. His Dudley crouching normals have almost no range at all. So it's got to be standing normals for Dudley. And then you want to make sure that you're not being too predictable, because Ken's jump is so good. You know, his medium kick, his roundhouse, EX Tatsu, and then when he lands, he can put you into all sorts of 50-50s. Throw, target combo, short, one short to overhead, dash back, bait something, low forward super, low strong super, you know, delayed target combo. He's got all sorts of things that he can do once he puts you in that cross up situation or in that jump, that guard situation. It's like Dudley but way stronger. So there he trip guards with low forward super. Target combo, jump back roundhouse to keep him in the corner, good snipe. Jibbo way more confident in this one. And that's what I was talking about. You know, there's a certain range that Ken can just stand at, where he's just waiting. He's just waiting. There's he sees it, dashes under, Shoryu, before he even lands. So that was very good by Jibbo. And to keep Ken honest in this matchup, you have to play ground game with him. You can't just constantly jump at him. That's something that, as a Dudley player, you know, you have to understand when you should jump and when you can't jump. You have to learn how to open up your jumps by playing a little bit more of a ground game. That was a sick anti-air fierce. Good punish. Try to do it meterless. Oh no. Wake up short. Yuck. Gets thrown in the corner. Not good. Uh-oh. Wake up super. Okay. Low forward super. Nice. Good meterless punish. Short super. Throws the rose. Overhead. Ooh, he hit a button. The leak super. So strong. There's that stand strong. He's trying to use it to link. Dash up low forward super. So good for Ken. Sneaked so close to taking this one too. Shoryu. Wow. EX backswing blow takes that for sneak. Okay. So that's it as far as this set I'm going to cover, because I think after this, Automatic kind of turns it on and just kind of runs through sneak. I'm fairly confident. I'm not sure what the score was, but I'm fairly confident it was pretty lopsided after this in Automatic's favor. He ended up taking the set. So congrats to Automatic. I'm going to move on from that though, and next I'm going to cover, this looks like Phodie versus Neo Andy, aka, for those of you guys that know him, what is his handle on PS4? Tron Swanson. So this is Dudley versus Chun. This matchup is ass for Dudley. It is horrible. There's only a handful of Dudleys in the world that have a lot of success versus Chun. Traditionally, this is heavily in Chun's favor. He's got so many ways to be able to deal with Dudley and put him in awful situations. And the fact that he has to jump, you know, to basically be able to contend with her, really isn't optimal for Dudley in this matchup. Jibbo's whiff punishing was unreal too. Made it hard to play footsies. Yeah, dude, Jibbo is you know, he's a long time third strike player, man. He's been playing for a long time, so it doesn't surprise me. All right, so let's see how this match starts. One thing I do want to point out though is, as you just saw there in that first exchange, as I went over in my last stream, something that you do need in this matchup, absolutely 100% that you cannot avoid in this matchup. If you want to contend with Chun, you need to be able to punish her low jab when you get a parry. So she, you know, as they should, Chun's use low jab because it's 2 frames, it's very good, and it's super fast, right? Why not use it? But if you can punish it and take that away from her, that is such a big difference in the matchup. And in particular, the punish is you do, you know, whenever you do parry it, you do stand roundhouse, you do medium kick ducking, then upper, and then super. And that's how you punish in this matchup. That's how you get damage on Chun a lot of the time in this matchup anyway, outside of like jump-ins and 50-50 situations. But since she's crouching, and she's one of the few characters where EX Machine Gun Blow will whiff on her on hit when she's crouching, you do need that, you know, roundhouse ducking upper for this matchup in particular. And I believe her roundhouse, Chun-Li's crouching roundhouse, is super reversible, but you probably need to use the Fierce version if you're using SA3. If you're using SA1, the hits probably won't all connect. You might get the first hit or two, but she's pretty negative, and I think you can use SA3 as long as you're using the Fierce version. And that's one of the horrible things in this matchup is her walk speed is good enough to where she can just kind of walk under Dudley's jumps. If you neutral jump, that's a horrible idea when you're next to her, because she can just walk under and put you into awful situations. Here in the neutral, you know, if you're outside of her low forward range, then you should be buffering high parries. Just for this specific situation, when Chuns are throwing far fierce at you this often, I believe he's already done it like 3 or 4 times in this one round already. You should be buffering high so that you can counter hit stand roundhouse EX Machine Gun Blow, because that's pretty much the only time that you're going to land that in this matchup. Most of the time, Chun is crouching, so you're going to want to, you know, you're going to want to be wary of the fact that EX Machine Gun Blow isn't going to connect on her in the case that you get a counter hit or that you parry and then counter. But in this situation where you're outside of low forward range and she doesn't have any lows that can really threaten you, particularly, you know, before she has meter, she's doing far fierce or, you know, far stand roundhouse or back fierce. If you parry those, and you counter hit with stand roundhouse into EX Machine Gun Blow, that's kind of the ideal. So that way you can push her towards the corner, you can start the 50-50 game. Like there, he should have done it. Oh no. But Neo Andy very much a nice guy and didn't punish with super. Still ends up taking that round. There's a lot of stand fierces. You can even counter hit those with stand roundhouse. She's whiffing them in your face, just stand roundhouse, dude. If she's doing back fierce in that situation, and you're at this distance where the back fierce doesn't quite reach you, you can, although it is hard and it is sort of risky, especially when she has meter, you can punish it with stand strong into ducking into super. But just keep in mind that there are ranges where that back fierce will even beat that if you're not careful, and then she can go into super if she has it. Slow forward, yeah. See, so he's playing it the right way. He's just poking, trying to build meter, walking under his jumps, and there's it's very hard to resist jumping at Chun, but you kind of have to. But it's very important to recognize, you know, the ranges at which you can get away with jumping at her, because she can fuck up your jumps so much with trip guards and back fierce and stand roundhouse and just walking under it. A low jab before you land to reset, then put you in a 50-50. And anytime Chun gives you a sweep, that's a happy day. He should work on his Rose timing setup. That's something that I saw Phodie was kind of missing consistently, was he wasn't getting the Rose meaty. And that's the entire purpose, right? Is you want to put the Rose on them in a situation where they have to block or parry, and then you can force a 50-50 afterwards. And if you mess it up and the Rose misses or it's too early, they can kind of punish you for that too, since you are in recovery. Oh, there it is. Stand roundhouse Machine Gun Blow. Nice combo. And this is something that I wanted to point out. I talked about this in my last stream where I was doing Dudley coverage, but when you do the upper follow-up into Super 1, into Jet, or what is that? Rocket Upper. You have to do either straight at a low enough, like Chun has to be lower than this. The character has to be basically close to touching the ground so that you can connect all the super, all of the hits of the super mid screen. In the corner even, that's sometimes the case. But especially in the mid screen, you want to basically have them be as low as possible before you connect any hits into super. So the lower they are before you cancel into super, the more likely you are to get all the hits. But if they're high like this, look how high she is. She's high enough where the third rep is going to miss entirely. So it gets the first rep, and the third rep is done. So he left some damage on the table there. In that situation. So I kind of want to go over defense just a little bit in the corner. Particularly versus good players. They will stand at this range and just kind of poke at you and force you into tick throws or throw baits or parry baits. And when a character has you in this position and you're in the corner, the optimal way to play defense is basically to just stay solid, don't guess too much, unless they're being really predictable or you have the read on them or something. Don't be too predictable. Stay solid, block low, react to overheads with high block, and then look for your opportunity to jump out. Because that's what you want to do, is you want to get out of that situation entirely. You don't want to fight from the corner unless you're like Urien or Makoto and you can get a throw which will lead into a super situation. Urien obviously with back throw into Aegis, and then Makoto with Carcusa into Stand Fierce into SA2. That's pretty much the only two exceptions in the game where you want to be in the corner. But other than that, if you're in this corner situation, block low, react to overheads, and if you smell a throw is coming, maybe cover your ground with a buffer parry and then immediately jump out of there, or what a lot of players do is parry jump or guard jump. If you guys don't know those concepts, that's on Nikkekeo's channel, but basically a parry jump is where you jump and buffer parry on the way up. So just in case they do some sort of late normal to try and discourage you from jumping, parry it, and then you can kind of work from there. If you need to continue parrying, then you continue parrying. If not, then you just try and get out of that situation entirely. Or if if you're waking up from an Oki situation, let's say they fake a meaty and they whiff on purpose and then they go for throw afterwards, you can guard for the first 6 frames that you're waking up, since you're unthrowable for those first 6 frames, and then you can just get out of there. So from here, he's just trying to get out of there. Andy's smart to throw him back in there. And that time the Rose setup was a little better. It looks like it might have hit her meaty. Got so lucky there. Leak super. Nice. Ducking upper takes it for Phodie there. Let's go to the second match. Is it even worth taking SA1 in this matchup? Versus Chun-Li? Yes. Though there are a few matchups where I do think SA1 is worth it, particularly Chun-Li and Makoto. You want to kill those characters as fast as possible, and SA1 is going to net you the most damage and opportunity to be able to do that. But there are other matchups where it's not a terrible choice either. I feel like versus Goki, Akuma, and Urien, those aren't bad choices either, because those characters, like Akuma in particular, takes a lot of damage. So if you can land a super on him, that's pretty devastating. And then, especially if it's like an overhead into a super, that thing does like 60-65% on Akuma. And then versus Urien, there are a lot of situations where, because of headbutt, or because of knee drop, or because of him just jumping in the air, or whatever the situation is, there are a lot of situations in that matchup where you can land SA1 pretty reliably as well. And because Urien is so his setups and his meter building and his ability to just constantly be on the offense is so good. Dudley wants to kill him as fast as possible too. So the longer you let Urien live, the more meter he's going to get, and the more situations you're going to be put in to be able to potentially lose once he starts his 50-50s with the unblockable setups and Aegis setups. Also, she's at the kanji panel where she could card throw you. If she's past it, her card throw whiffs. Yeah, that's true too. I think you can get a sweep mid-screen after EX Machine Gun Blow as well. Yes, Chun and Makoto, I believe Elena as well, are three of the only characters, maybe Q included, I'm not sure, probably not Q, where you can land at least 2 sweeps on them mid-screen, or you can do an EX Machine Gun follow-up into a sweep. But it is important to note that you can't just sweep right after the EX Machine Gun Blow like you do for Jab Machine Gun Blow follow-up. You just do it right after the EX Machine Gun Blow. For sweep follow-up, you have to walk forward a little bit and then do the sweep, and then but it's kind of like a micro step, because if you wait too long, then the sweep will whiff. There's that roundhouse. Throws him out of the corner. Not exactly what you want to do. And there he's buffering roundhouse at least. He was doing it at the right ranges. Yep, this is what you have to do. You have to just stay patient. Keep in mind that you have 99 seconds, guys. If it takes you 40 seconds to escape this, then that's what you have to do. You just stay solid, block, try and get out of there, try and jump out of there. Both of these players playing it the right way. Unfortunately, gets hit by the low forward super. Oh no, Chun-Li shenanigans. So this is something that I'm not sure a lot of people are aware of, but it's some bullshit that Chun-Li can do. Check this out. When she jumps in the air, most characters can only do one action. Unless they parry, right? If you parry, then you can do a normal, and if you recover from the normal after you get parried, you can do another normal. That's sometimes a situation that you see. For example, if you jump at someone and you do jump jab, and they jump at you, and then they parry your jab, then they can jab. But you've recovered from that jab at that point, so then you can parry their jab, and then you can kind of go back and forth until you land on the ground, depending on the spacing. But Chun-Li is, outside of that situation, Chun-Li is one of the only characters that, because she has a wall jump, her action actually resets. So if you saw, she did what looks like a jump short after that head stomp. She touches the wall, and then she does another jump short, because her air action gets reset once she touches the wall. So she can act again, meaning that if she parried and did a button and then she touches the wall, she can parry and do another button. It's kind of fucked up. Oh, he could have murdered her. Anytime you land a deep jump in like this, guys, and you don't have the meter, if you don't feel like you can do it, just go into towards forward upper. That'll work on pretty much everyone. Ugh. He's landing these normals, and he could go into super after all of them. As soon as you land, you go into super. Especially if you land a deep jump in. There's that low jab. That low jab beat his crouch roundhouse, because that's fair. Overhead. A little too far for that super. Unfortunate. Just goes into it. Oh, misses EX Machine Gun Blow. What a chance. What a nice guy this guy is. And then just playing it out, playing patient. Does ducking super. For those of you guys that are unaware, you can parry the super both forward and down. If you are a taller character, it behooves you to parry it down if you're not confident in parrying it all. Let's say you don't know all of the, how many hits it is. You can down parry, and then most of the hits will whiff on you because you're crouching. So in particular, anytime someone does this, I just down parry so I don't have to deal with it at all. So just block this, and then that second rep is not a red parry, it's just a regular parry. You're not in block stun for that long, so you can just tap down. So he potentially could have just tapped down and then waited and then got a punish. Standing roundhouse, yeah, he needs to be building meter as well. That's why you kind of want to whiff buttons. Nice backswing blow into super. Remember, guys, if you're doing backswing blow and you have meter, just buffer the super. Just do it. Just do it. There's no reason why you should just be doing empty backswing blows. Throws him to the corner. EX upper gets him out of there. Get out of jail. Oh, that's so dangerous. Neutral jumping on Chun is so scary. Nice. If you parry this, you can do a the head stomp. You can do a stand strong upper or towards forward upper, depending on the angle and the trajectory of where she falls. So here, I think he could have done maybe stand strong upper or maybe stand roundhouse upper. But if you let her land, then she's pretty much safe. It sucks. But stand strong upper in that instance, because stand strong is so fast, it's 3 frames. You can probably punish her with that, or maybe stand strong super even if you have the reactions for it. All right, so that was that one. Let's go on to his next match. This is. It looks like okay. So this might be. Is this grand finals? Yeah, this is their grand finals. So this is a grand final set between Phodie. Congratulations on making the grand finals. And Ruben, aka Big Bad Wolf. But Big Bad Wolf is a Hugo main, and he starts off with Ryu here. You know, in general, the Shotos are a better matchup versus Dudley than Hugo is. Hugo struggles a lot with Dudley. So Ryu is sort of similar to the Ken matchup, where you want to play some neutral with him, but because Ryu's anti-air options are not nearly as robust as Ken's, you can kind of jump a little bit more. Ryu has a little better way of controlling the horizontal space, the ground game, because of Hado and EX Hado and Jodan and Tatsu. He's a little bit more grounded than Ken, and because his normals and his projectiles have a little bit more range than Ken in the horizontal game, Dudley kind of has to jump a little bit more. But Ryu does have very good anti-air options. Obviously, he can do Stand Strong, and both the close and the far one are cancelable. So he can anti-air into Hado, EX Hado, Hadouken, or he can do Shoryu, or he can just mash jabs like everyone else can. He can do a stand strong, and then before you land, he can do a crouch strong, or a crouch forward, or a crouch short. He can do his target combos, far stand fierce into the stand roundhouse. Obviously, stand roundhouse is a great tool versus Dudley. It hits him. It ranges where Dudley kind of has to really respect it. So Ryu is not easy by any stretch of the imagination, but it is a little easier to deal with than Ken. Oh, he could have got the stand roundhouse into EX machine gun blow. Preemptive Shoryu. Ruben very aggressive with his Ryu too. I want to point out. Good punish on that. Jab machine gun. Oh no. Okay, so the reason why you don't want to do too many of these, for one, it doesn't net you a lot of meter. So let me show you what that looks like. Jab machine gun blow. Look how much meter he got from that. He got barely any meter from that, and it did barely any damage. And any damage that you are doing, the longer that you do a combo or juggle, the more the damage is going to scale, right? So if you want your finisher to be towards forward upper, which you do, because that's the finisher, or that's the ender on this juggle, and you want the damage and the stun to be worth it, I would only suggest doing 1 rep, maybe 2, depending on the character. But that little bit of extra damage really isn't worth it if you're not going to consistently get that second machine gun blow follow-up. And it is kind of hard to time, because the timing varies a little bit depending on the character you're doing it to. So he misses that one. Ends up working out for him. Oh no. Surprise low forward super. And then low strong Emperor Punch. Ruben with the awareness knows which buttons are good. Can you sweep her landing after head stomp? No, sweep is too slow. When she lands, she's pretty much like able to act again. So as soon as she lands from that head stomp, she can pretty much act again. If you throw, she can tech. If you do a normal, she can parry. She can attack as soon as she lands. She pretty much recovers as soon as she lands. So you have to catch her in the air. But she recovers very fast from it, so it's deceptive on when you can punish her. You have to have a very fast punish, basically during the parry window, or right after the parry window, to be able to punish her for using that stomp. Just 1 rep is enough to make the forward medium kick HT upper 2 frame link, which is a reason to do it. Yeah. Nice air to air. Surprise Shoryu. And just a heads up, only the EX version of Ryu Shoryu is invincible. All the rest you can medium out of. This is the EX machine gun blow. There you go. Oh, missing the EX. These drops are costing him. There it is. Ruben just trying to parry, ends up eating all of these neutral jump roundhouses. Nice. Throws him towards the corner. Wake up Shoryu. There you go. Good punish. Upper. So one thing I do want to point out to people again. I've mentioned it several times, but I just have to point it out every time I see it. If you're going to do upper into super, make sure that it's worth it. What I mean by that is that upper, when you do EX Machine Gun Blow into upper into super, it scales the super so much that the damage is almost not even worth it. You lose a bar, and that bar could be better used on an Oki situation where the damage is going to be worth it. So if you're doing ducking upper super, you know, maybe do it when it gives you the hard knockdown, so that way you can get the Oki situation that will kill. Or if you have 3 stocks, you know, it's not too bad. But when you only have 2 and you're trying to, you know, you're trying to kill an opponent, I would discourage people from doing it, just because it scales the super so much, man. It's almost not even worth it. Again, you know, that can vary depending on situation, the player that you're facing, and spacing. Obviously, if they're not in the corner and you're trying to get them towards the corner, that's fine. But in general, it's not really worth it to me. Phodie, if you watch this later, dog, I want you to work on this too, dog. Take this away from all the Shotos. Don't let Dudleys in general. Don't let Shotos do this to you. If Shotos are doing up close, low forward into Hado, and they're getting away with it, don't let them get away with it, guys. Learn that parry. It's not a hard parry. Just block, let go of block as soon as the low forward is done making contact with you, and then just time it and get the red parry, because you get a fat punish off of this. You get stand roundhouse, EX Machine Gun Blow, stand roundhouse ducking super, stand roundhouse upper. At this point, you know, you can get whatever you want. I think even here, oh, but it pushed him back so far. Yeah, you can get fierce super reversal, and maybe the last few hits will hit him, but it's not worth it. But yeah, man, just learn this super. I mean, just learn this parry. If you can take this away from Shotos, that's all the more better. Just prove that you have it, and don't let Shotos abuse this against you. Because obviously, look how much pushback he got on that. You were right in his face, and he just pushed you back, like basically like back towards the corner. So, you know, take this tool away from them, and just punish people for doing this. Oh, the neutral jump Shoryu. Short super. Good confirm. Just not blocking low, and then chip out super. Yeah. Unfortunate. Okay, let's move to the next round. So let's see if Phodie adjusts here. Crouching fierce, very good anti-air. There again, he's getting away with the low forward into Hado. Low forward, lows every time, just lows. Low, low, Shoryu. Fast round, just because he's not blocking low. Just block low, make people throw you. You'd rather eat the throw than any sort of combo, especially from Shotos who get everything off of lows. And here, you know, you could be doing, when you're in the neutral like this, you could be doing, you know, stand fierce, you could be doing stand roundhouse, you can be buffering low parry, you can jump in, you can neutral jump. There are things that you can do that like maybe you block a sweep and then, you know, ducking super, so that way you can really get in there and force the corner 50-50s. Yeah, stand fierce, forward fierce. Goes towards the corner. Just not blocking low. Nice. And now it's Ruben who's not blocking low. Yo, what's up, Jose? Oh, Sam Roundhouse doesn't get anything off of it. Again, there's that low forward into Hado. Take that away from him, dude. Don't let him use that on you. Everyone should be punishing that, dude. Don't let Shotos get away with low forward Hado in this game. It's not Street Fighter 2. Good combo from Phodie there. Nice. Oh no, a little too far for that. Might have wanted super and just didn't buffer enough quarter circles. Neutral jump. Upper. Fuck that. If you neutral jump and you parry this dude, upper that shit. Look, he parries this neutral jump jab for some reason. Upper that shit, or super. Just end that round, dude. Don't let him land. But he gets the throw, takes that round. So now we're going to see Hugo versus Dudley. And I remember when I was watching this live, I was like, okay, yeah, he's doing the right stuff. Remember how I mentioned earlier versus Sneak versus Automatic? You know, you want to be doing those stand roundhouses, but you also want to be doing the stand fierces and the forward fierces so that you can push Dudley or push Hugo back. That's something that that Sneak was doing very well. So if we could combine Phodie's use of the stand roundhouse and Sneak's fierces, then you would be playing the neutral the correct way. Oh no. Yeah, that jump splash is so good from Hugo. And there really isn't anything you can do about it. Dudley has no buttons that will beat it. So if you're trying to contend with Hugo jump splash, you'll lose every time. It beats all of Dudley's buttons in the air. Oh. I think he could have landed fierce on there. Oh no, just catches him jumping. Oh no, too late on that punish. So for those of you guys that are unaware, when Hugo does his super and it doesn't connect, he can hold the button up until it runs out, but there is recovery. So as soon as this runs out, yeah, right here, you can punish. As soon as he does this, you can punish him right here. Stand roundhouse, super, upper, throw, whatever you want to do. But he just did it too late. And just using all of the normals, not confirming. Punish this. Stand roundhouse, EX machine gun blow. Towards forward, upper. Again, he does ducking super. I wouldn't have done that. Nice backswing blow. Nice. Getting in there. Oh no, misses the meaty low short and then gets SPD'd for his troubles. So one thing that you want to do versus Hugos, it doesn't matter which Hugo it is, you want to test them to see, are they mashing 360s? Are they always looking for red parry into SPD? Are they always... because that's what Hugos have to do, right? They have to land that SPD. So how are they trying to land the SPD? Are they empty jumping? Are they getting it off of parries? Are they getting it off of only punishes? Are they getting it off of Oki? Is it, you know, during my block strings, am I getting SPD'd? You know, because they're not tight enough and maybe there's like there's a gap in them or something. You know, you want to recognize how they're getting SPDs, so that way you can take it away from them, right? If you can bait them into whiffing an SPD with a neutral jump, or with like a universal overhead, or you know, with some sort of back jump into Shotos use roundhouse. Dudley can use fierce or jab. I think he might be able to use forward as well, but it might not be fast enough. But yeah, for those characters that have those options that can just like back jump against Hugo and hit him while he's standing, it counts as an overhead. And you know, you can catch Hugos who are using 360 you know, a lot to try and discourage them from doing so. So that way, when you are close to them, you don't have that fear of, man, this dude is just mashing 360s against me, dude. Because unfortunately, that's what that looks like. What's happened here, right? Like, he got hit by that roundhouse, probably because he was trying to go for 360 during that. Yeah, see, he's just going for 360s. He's already shown you. Going for 360s, and that's all the one that he needed. Ends up taking the tournament with that. Oh, no, there's still one more. Okay, so... let's see if Phodie adjusts to this. Throws him towards the corner. Nice. I'd rather Dudley's go for either, you know, low short upper or towards strong upper or stand roundhouse upper. If you don't have meter, just try and put them towards the corner, especially a character like Hugo. Nice. And there's the setup into SPD. Very convincing round for Ruben there. Not a whole lot that you can do once Hugo's in that range, so you kind of have to keep him outside of that range. Here you're doing, you know, stand fierce, stand strong, stand roundhouse, trying to counter hit and try and discourage him from walking forward, because that's one of Hugo's best tools, is just to walk forward. If he jumps, then, you know, there's options that he has, but for the most part he's at your mercy. You can ducking super, crouch fierce, stand roundhouse, stand strong, low fierce. There's various things that you can do. EX upper, you can jump back, you can parry, you can backswing blow. So yeah, like in that instance, he jumped and just ate a backswing blow. Nice. Oh, he could have supered off this roundhouse that he lands. Right here. Bang, super. Even when you land, he's still in recovery, dude. You can still, or he's still in hit stun. You can still super. Stand strong. And if Hugo's going to, if he's going to jump at you and just parry, give him something to parry. Don't just do like one thing, right? Especially versus a player like Ruben or Sandy Bags, Big Nasty, Wicked Element, you got to give them multiple things to parry because they're ready to parry. They're ready to parry. So you got to hit them with stuff that they're not expecting. Stand strong, machine gun blow, stand strong backswing blow, stand strong EX upper. Change the timings so that they're forced to change their parry timing. Super, target combos. You can do all sorts of stuff to fuck with their parry timing and make it very hard for them to jump and parry. Oh, just throws him. Oh no, and he's crouching, ate the super. Smart from Ruben to wait to see a button and then he actually hit it. And crouch roundhouse from Dudley is extremely reactable. Just eats another wake up super, and that's the tournament for Ruben. But good showing from Phodie. Ended up getting second at that event. Congrats to Ruben for the win as well. Next, we're going to do a match that was rough for me to watch, man. I've been struggling with Big Nasty's Urian as well, so I was hoping to see something from the Dudley brother here, Pat Keninblack, versus Dr. Steelhammer, but unfortunately it did not play out that way. Spoiler alert. For those of you guys that didn't watch the tournament, Steelhammer pretty much steamrolled him. And then they went into the story about, you know, how last season Keninblack beat Dr. Steelhammer pretty handedly, and Steelhammer, you know, took the loss so hard that he dedicated a lot of time towards learning this matchup. So shout outs to Dan for putting in the work and learning the matchup properly. Because in this matchup, man, like what you're gonna see is you're gonna just see the insistence of a Dudley, right? Someone that is not gonna get discouraged because you know, he's not having success with what he's doing. He's gonna still try and do it, but unfortunately, in my opinion, there just wasn't a whole lot of ground game in here. So let's just watch and see how he approaches this. In this matchup, stand fierce, forward fierce, always good. Stand roundhouse, you want to buffer every now and then. Low strong. One of Dudley's hard things to deal with in here are Urian's low normals, his low forward, low roundhouse, and there's just not a whole lot that he can do. However, Dudley can kind of contend with low forward at the right spacing by doing crouch fierce, but he has almost nothing for low roundhouse. You have to have ducking super ready if you parry it. And total control there from Dr. Steelhammer, although the meter advantage is in Keninblack's favor. There's that low forward, more lows, and that tackle is kind of hard to punish. Given the right spacing, he can make it pretty safe. Wake up super, doesn't get anything. Could have comboed into super off that jump roundhouse, but just eating these fat combos. Yeah, and then wake up super from that distance, not really going to do much for you. Probably expecting tackle Aegis. And here's Hardbread trying to give him some advice. Tell him, slow it down, dog. Play solid. You can see how stressed Pat is. Shout out to Pat. He was running the tournament. Yo, what's going on, Curtis Shikuma? What's up, Big Nasty? You ain't special, Nasty. There's that tackle. You can stand roundhouse, Urian, stand forward. There it is, good anti-air. Just a little late on those low shorts. Oh, there it is. So Pat composing himself, doing pretty good this round. Getting in there, being aggressive as you should be. You have to kill Urien before he gets meter. You know, his whole game revolves around his meter. Oh no, just eats that fat combo. I also learned something in this set that I did not know. Maybe not the set, but the second set. At some point in their matches, I learned that Dudley can get an action in when he blocks tackle into EX Aegis. He can act, and I'll show you, if it shows up in here, I'll show you exactly where that is. More neutral, good stuff from Dan, just holding his space, not backing up too much, not trying to putting himself in the corner. And then Keninblack just walking him down. There's that forward fierce. Oh, could have supered off that jump in roundhouse. You have to be ready for that. Short super, good confirm. Rose, meaty. Oh no, misses the follow up though. That's hard to get on Urien because he falls so fast. But check this out, he resets him with low short out of EX Machine Gun Blow, and because he's airborne, anytime you reset any character in this game with Dudley, you can force them into parrying the super. And good awareness from Pat here. He actually ends up taking the round off of that, so that was smart. Low forward. That tackle's so good. And now you gotta hold this. You gotta hold this. Good defense. Didn't eat too much. That low forward, so good in this matchup. Dan just playing the spacing right. Jump back roundhouse. Dash up fireball. All the dirty stuff. More Aegis. Hold this shit. I'm just gonna build meter and death by 1,000 cuts. Good blocks. Oh, too early on that throw, gets thrown for his trouble. And there it is. Oh no, the dreaded backdash tackle. Oh no. Blah! You thought it was safe? It's never safe. Yeah, crouching medium kick is amazing in this matchup for Urien. He can just keep poking Dudley out, and Dudley has to hold it. Yeah, 1,000 tiny cuts. Alright, so Pat stressing, trying to figure this out. Not easy versus Steel Hammer. Oh, that jump roundhouse so good for Urien. Torch Strong gets thrown for his troubles. Now he's in the corner situation, not where you want to be. Misses the Aegis on the tackle, gets thrown. Oh no, just letting it rip. Oh my god, the rip-ree. Building that meter with the double fierce. Steel Hammer looking like he's in total control here. And one thing I want to note, if Pat watches this for whatever reason, dude, just play neutral, man. Play neutral. Make him come to you a little bit. Don't just jump at him constantly, dude. Because especially in the second set that you guys run, I'll show it here in a little bit. But in the second set that you guys run, you're just jumping at him so much. He didn't have to do anything but wait. Yeah, just walk, dude. Walk and be patient. That's how you have to play this match as Dudley. You have to play patient. Look for your opportunities, like you just got one there. That was good. Here you go. Now you have him in the corner and you can play your game. Oh my god. Oh no. Target combo. Throw. Oh, just throw him, dude. If you back through him, that would have been sick. And now you're gonna eat this because you're in the corner. Oh no. Oh, one thing to note. I know it's hard not to do because Dudley's neutral jump roundhouse is so good, but if there's an Aegis there in the corner, it doesn't matter if it looks like it's not gonna hit, it will hit you, because jump roundhouse makes your hurt box fat as fuck. You get super extended whenever you do neutral jump roundhouse or jump roundhouse in general. Like your hurt box just goes for miles. And there's that low forward. Dan takes it pretty convincingly. Let me get to the second one, their grand finals match. So let's see if Pat makes any adjustments. At this point, he's been through the losers bracket gauntlet. Had to kill a lot of strong players to get back here. More tackles. Struggling in this neutral, dude. He's just not landing any hits. Not even. There you go. Doesn't seem like he was even making contact with Urien's hitbox, which is to Dan's credit. Oh my god, just tackling. Forward fierce, dude. Oh no. And there's the tackle. Overhead. That's so tough to deal with. Yep, just gotta hold it. Trying to contend in the corner, not something that you want to do too much, especially versus a character like Irian. And he's just building his meter. Look at him, death by 1,000 tiny cuts. Building the meter, jumping around, keeping him out. Once I got the meter, tackle Aegis. Fireball Aegis. Oh my god, that was so deep, dude. Look at how deep that was. Look at this. Blah! He's inside of him, dude. Look at that. That's crazy. You can do anything you want after this, dude. You land this, you can do whatever you want. Stand roundhouse, EX upper, short, super, whatever, dude. Oh no. Yeah, Urian sweep beats Dudley sweep all day. That was sick though. I don't know if anyone noticed, but he stops a tackle with towards forward. Look at that. That's ridiculous, dude. Towards forward? My god. Nice. Oh, I don't know how that landed, but that was so fortunate. Oh no. Gets the Aegis. Oh no, short super, no confirm. Went for the red parry, ate the last hit. Good block. Look at that. This is how well he was working on this matchup, dude. He knows. He's like, oh, I know where you're going. You're going high. I'm gonna block it. Tries to get the hard knockdown. Goes for the setup. Backswing blow. Nice. Stand roundhouse. Wow, that punished the headbutt too. Look at that. I didn't even know you could punish with that. I'm gonna try that some more. Look at that. Ugh. That's not bad. You can get an EX machine gun blow off that. That makes it pretty worth it. Typically, I just try and crouch fearsome to anti-air him and then get the reset. Yeah, get off me. That's Dudley's answer for this, right? Is if you can answer with super with corkscrew blow to try and get him off of you and get out of there, then that's what you have to do. Sometimes you got to spin the meter to negate the Aegis and all the damage that he can get off of that. And look at Dan is dancing in his head. This is in DMX. So final game of this set, I think, or was that? Okay, that was the first one. It's the second one. Low forward. This is just a pure tutorial on how to beat Dudley with Irian, dude. Just build that meter, stay back, keep him out, wait till you get the Aegis, now go in. Oh. Nice. Oh, misses the follow-up. Probably not worth it at that point, dude. Try and do towards forward into upper, put him in the corner. Get that space behind you. Oh my god, look at that combo. The combo was sick. EX Aegis, crouch jab into EX tackle. Oh my god, dude. Fuck this character. This character's too good. Oh no, look at that dude. He just crouched it. He was like, you know, I have one of the tallest hurt boxes and hit boxes in the game. It's fine. I'll just crouch this giant man's crouching elbow and then just punish him with throw, because why not? Look at this corner control, spacing, builds the meter right, gets the setup. Went for the headbutt. Didn't even bother with the setup, and oh my god, that hurts, dude. Jesus. He punished whiff jump roundhouse with stand strong into EX tackle? That sucks. And right now, Pat is looking like how I feel every time I play that matchup. I'm like, man, fuck this character. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, okay, so here is where I want to point out. He's just jumping. Jump. Tries to guess parry. Jump. Guess parry. Tries to guess. Gets thrown. The momentum is all on Dr. Steelhammer's side, just guessing and jumping. Guessing and jumping. And when you do that, you're going to lose every time, dude. Dudley can't get away with that. Oh no. Ducks the roundhouse again. Oh, eats the command grabs. Look at all these command grabs. Backswing blow. Oh, more jumps. You gotta play ground game and all. He's at this point he's cracked. You can tell he's cracked. Here comes the setup. Oh no. Good stuff from Steel Hammer. Unfortunate for Pat. You'll get him next time, dog. I think you guys are like 1-1 in tournament now. I'm not sure what the record is, but you've definitely, you've definitely beaten him before. So we'll leave that one. Next one we'll do is Surewin versus Harry from the Don's Arcade Auto Qualifier event. This match was sick, guys. If you didn't watch it, you can catch the archive on Art's channel, twitch.tv/NYCFurby. But it was really sick. This tournament was like really good. Every match was really good. So I highly encourage anyone who didn't watch this to go watch that archive if you love Third Strike. So this matchup can be pretty volatile. I'm probably in the minority of people who really enjoy this matchup as Dudley. I think Dudley can totally beat Yun. And I love this matchup. As Dudley, I love this matchup. Any Yun, please play me. I love this matchup. Even if you lose, it still feels fun. Yun has explosive offense, tons of great offensive tools, but he doesn't have a lot of answers for Dudley as far as Dudley's offense. Defensively, Yun is pretty limited in this match, so whenever Dudley does get opportunities in this match, I feel like it hits Yun extra hard, especially with the damage output that Dudley has. So I think Dudley can contend with Yun pretty good. But I might be in the minority. I just really enjoy this matchup. Oh my god, Surewin. I don't know if he meant to do that on purpose, but he whiffed that overhead and went straight to the short. Text that throw. Look at him just playing patient, waiting for these dive kicks. Oh my god, look at his patience. Buffering that parry, but a little too early. Oh my god, yo, he could have killed him and just... There he goes, activate? No, didn't activate. Oh my god, hit him with the very end of that extended forward fierce. Good tech. And that jump roundhouse from Dudley, Yun kind of has to respect it because he doesn't have a lot to anti-air him with. Ducking super, got 3 bars. Look at that. Surewin adhering to my belief in the ducking super. Oh no, misses super off of that. Definitely did not want machine gun blow, but probably good that he didn't waste a meter. Nice fierce to catch him out of the jump. So pretty good round from Harry there. I think he can super that. From that distance, when they do dash punch at you and the third one whiffs, I think you might be able to reversal super that. Nice ender. Oh my god, look at that. He did the crouch strong, not the stand roundhouse, just in case he was, the stand roundhouse would have been too slow, so he could have got the upper. Nice, empty jump backswing blow. Doesn't go for the super though, didn't commit. You gotta believe. Trying to go for the B-Trend ender. Empty dive into a throw. Gets thrown to the corner. This is where Surewin really shines. You can tell he's a Dudley main because once he has you in the corner, dude, he's like, oh, I got this. Puts him in the corner, and look how much life he loses in like a few seconds. This is the power of Dudley. You're gonna neutral jump on me? That's cool, dog. Surewin's so strong. Even as rusty as he was for this tournament, he still played very well. But he definitely did not play up to how he usually plays. Okay, that shoulder. Oh, you gotta punish him with a neutral jump normal there. 1, 2, 3, activate. Stand strong towards Fierce. Gets the juggles. Puts him back in the corner. Nice. Ooh, that stand roundhouse got ate up by the throw. Very good round from Harry there. Just playing the spacing well. Not letting Surewin get started there. Nice stand jab to check him. Throws him towards the corner. A lot of so something I want to point out to people when you're playing higher level players, because they know Dudleys like to do the high-low mix-up. When you jump in and they block the jump in, a lot of players will buffer red parry in this instance. So sometimes you can get away with a throw if you suspect that they're buffering the red parry. You can get away with throwing them, and then it adds another option. Right now they have to contend. So if you want to do a delayed normal, maybe you can walk back a sec, or just stand there in their face and then do a normal like when you expect that they would tech a throw. There he hits him with a throw, activates. That was smart. Walks under the Dudley jump. One of the things that twins are very good at. Oh my god, this is a very young round. Too far for that. Probably ducking straight would work. Nice command grab. Gets the proper ender. Oh, neutral jump. I think that was neutral jump. Strong? Oh. Oh my god, look at the damage. Target combo. Ooh, misses that low strung anti-air though. That shoulder was so tricky. Look at the delay on the shoulder, dude. Harry's good too. Harry's very good. Look at this. 1, 2, and then waits. Hits him with the shoulder. Could have activated, actually. And then just continued the combo from there. But ends up taking that round. See what happens in this third round. Nice upper. There's that throw again. Looking for the high-low. Nice upper. Oh, gets an upper of his own. Has to spend the bar though, because it's the only one that's invincible for Yun. Activate. There it is. And at that spacing, it wouldn't have got it. But oh my gosh, Surewin. Surewin with the Nike. Oh, that's so tough. When Dudley has you in that situation, you're just like, fuck. Does anyone know how to find Akuma videos, intermediate/advanced? I would recommend checking out the Shend and Hismit 3S and following the Third Strike channel, all on YouTube. Towards strong super, that's a hit confirm. We can link that. Oh my god, like he's just punishing all these dive kicks with upper, dude. Maybe I should start doing that. Patience. Gets the juggle anyway because it's Yun. The can opener. Oh no. Wanation. Nika KO does videos as well, yes. He does have... Oh, so I wanted to point this out. But Nika does have Akuma coverage videos. That guy covered everyone. Look at this weird-ass jump, dude. Look at this. What? What? What the hell was that, dude? That jump was weird as hell. Activates. Command grab. And again, you know, in no way am I saying this match is easy. It is fun and I do enjoy it, but Yun does win this match. For this very reason. Good agent! Oh no. And there it is. Harry takes it over Surewin. Okay, so let me do... Where is it? One last one, guys. One last one. I wanted to cover the grand final set of my buddy Al from the Chicago area, formerly from Houston, or not from Houston, from Austin, and Jose, part 2. an Ibuki main that also plays a really strong Dudley as well. So this is from the Sunday event that happened at Logan Arcade in Chicago. Their first event there. Congrats to those guys for getting that done. It was a super good event. But it ended up being Al versus Jose in the grand finals. And this matchup is, like I mentioned before, historically really bad for Dudley. But you know, I think Jose does a really good job here of playing the matchup versus Al. A lot of ground game to start off, which is good. When she doesn't have any meter, this is fine. You definitely want to establish the ground game first. Dudley already with a bar and has Chun in the corner, just insistent with these buttons. No reason to not be, since she doesn't have meter yet. Ooh, could have killed with that that setup into super. Al wasting the meter. EX machine gun blow. Goes with the standard Dudley combo. Drops the juggle though. That would have been the round. Ooh, good far fierce to catch that backswing blow. Nice. He can actually combo into upper from that stand strong, so that would have killed as well. But the EX backswing blow takes it for Jose. Again, just playing a lot of ground game. I like it. Nice. Jumping roundhouse, standing roundhouse, ducking super. Look how much damage it does on Chun. That's why you play this super in this matchup. It's totally worth it if you can land it. Nice. Gets the full juggles. Goes for the jab reset. I think at this range, he probably could have connected super since she's crouching. Let's see. Goes for the jab reset and then goes for the universal overhead. I think he might have been able to, if not that, then definitely low strong ducking super. And that would have taken it for Jose in a perfect. Oh no. Low forward super. Doing a lot of jumping now. Eating a lot of normals. Oh no. It looks like Al's gonna steal this round. Now he's got a bar. This is worst case scenario. Oh my god. Towards roundhouse. Catching Chun-Li while she's ducking. That was super smart. That was really good. Okay, so second match. Nice. So this is one of those times that I mentioned, you know, the combo that I keep going back to that you absolutely need for this matchup, for this very reason, right? If you're in this range, and I think stand roundhouse might hit, then definitely you go stand roundhouse, since EX machine gun blow whiffs on her and she's too far for upper to connect. You do stand roundhouse, medium kick ducking into upper, and that will do pretty good damage on her. But all he could hit her with was low strong there, so it was kind of inconsequential. Nice kidney blow. Oh my god, that was sick. Oh no, Chun-Li fell out of it though, even though she was at point blank. That's you know, it's the spacing of the super. It's very important. Even though she was point blank, it's still really whiffed on her. I think Dudley can roundhouse that low strong of Chun's whenever he parries it. I think he can low roundhouse that, yeah. Or at the very least, you can low forward and get a knockdown. Nice. Oh, misses the ducking straight though. That's a very strict timing. It's not as lenient as ducking upper. Nice. So Jose is doing work here with Dudley versus Chun. Nice forward fierce. Oh, misses super off that back fierce. It's kind of got Al a little rattled here. Nice low forward. Gets to confirm. Oh my god, she eats the crouching and look how much damage that does. That's so worth it. One more Oki setup can do it. Oh no. Oh, that's unfortunate. And that was not a chip. He tried to parry it, I believe, or maybe jump out of there. If you could have got the parry, you could have got a punish that would have killed. Stand roundhouse ducking super. Throws. That she's got so many ways to anti-air Dudley. Is so unfair. Oh, that's rough. Yeah, now the Chun was doing Chun things, but this is Jose's opportunity. You gotta stay on top of Chun. You have to make her guess. Oh, misses the dart shot super. And now she's got bar, and you're at her mercy. Oh, low strong. Very good option. So now they're sitting 1-1. I like these buttons though. Jose's not afraid to take some damage to get damage. He ends up with the bar first. Misconfirm. Oh no, misses the combo though. That's unfortunate. A little bit of tournament nerves. Make her parry jab machine gun blow in this instance. If you watch this back, Jose, when she parries this neutral, when she does a neutral jump here and she parries your roundhouse, make her parry jab machine gun blow. You can get a juggle. Nice. Good adjustments from Al there to stay patient in that corner and kind of fight his way out. Nice. Throws her into the corner. Oh, misses the dart shot again. Those are starting to add up. Nice. Gets the hard knockdown off the jump in roundhouse. Oh, could link supers off of all that. Nice. Keninblack takes that round for him though. Didn't waste a meter. But yeah, when he lands these towards forwards, right here, you can link into super. Right there, you can link into super. Right there, he probably could have linked into super. There, he could have canceled into super and forced her to parry. Because she was at chip damage range. But ends up not wasting that meter, so that was probably smart. You can go into this round with about a bar and a half. Oh no. So unfortunate. Chunlo Ford, the Dudley Destroyer in this game. This is tough. When you're in this position, so tough. He tried to go for the red parry though. That could have been to Jose's advantage. Just couldn't capitalize. Playing so risky with these backswing blows. Misses the ducking on that. I think he tried to jump out of there. So one thing I would advise to Jose, you know, when you go for these overheads, make sure there's like purpose behind them if you have meter, right? If you're going for these overheads, try and space them and be ready to do the super. Look at that, dude. He could have killed him. Oh, he could have killed him. He lands a jump roundhouse here. Right here. Jump fierce, right? I think he might have been able to do low strong ducking super. Or maybe just super. I don't know. It's hard to tell because Chun-Li's hitbox is wide, but that super doesn't have a lot of range on it. So, I don't know, man. Maybe he could have killed with super, maybe not. And there's that low forward. It's rough. Okay. Third game in the set. Sticking with SA1, I like it. Has Chun-Li in the corner literally like 6 seconds into the match, which is a good look. Nice, walking up, playing patient, being insistent with his footsies, not just letting Chun hit buttons. He's got to be careful here because he's in the corner. She has super, and that's what happens. Takes that round pretty easy. Very Chun-Li round. Oh, nice. Great confirm. Dude, he has those. He's so good at those. I saw him land that all tournament long. Oh, could have supered off of both of those. Look at those. Both of those hit confirms. He does a jump in roundhouse that he could have confirmed. Let's see. Where does he have the meter? Okay, here we go. Bam. That's super because you got a bar for it, so you can literally just go for it here. And then if he wasn't ready, then he lands a crouching. And either one of those would have put either her basically close to kill or killed her. Gets thrown out of the corner. Oh, nice. Wake up roundhouse. Very dirty for Chun-Li. And this is tough. Oh, he could have done super there too and killed. Just missing opportunities. Not ready. Oh, that's unfortunate. So Al takes it 3-1 over Jose there. But that was a good showing, man. That match is not easy, and he did a lot of good things there. Had a lot of opportunities to take a lot of those rounds and games, and probably could have reset, and then who knows what happens, right? But for their first event, that was a super sick event. Shout out to all those guys that made that happen and everyone that showed up and supported. I'm super happy they were able to get stuff, an event out there. That's it as far as Dudley coverage, guys. If you guys have any questions as far as Dudley stuff, definitely DM me, message me, hit me up whenever we're playing and just ask me. The only other stuff I wanted to go over was the events from this weekend for Jazzy. The event I'm going to cover first is the Jazzy Circuit G status event at Next Level. You had Dr. Steelhammer take that. Then you had Keninblack, The Rage, Hardbread, D-Tech, Greek, Keychain, and the homie, Lord Art, TS Sabin. They ended up being your top 8 there, so congrats to those guys. That was a very competitive tournament, very strong performance from everyone that was there. The Saturday at Dawn's Auto Qualifier event, you had 5-Star taking the Auto Qualifier spot, so he is guaranteed a spot in the finale. June, I believe, 12th to the 14th at Free Play Arcade Arlington. So shout outs to 5-Star holding it down not only for his territory, but also for America. Because you had, from Japan, Daisuke getting second. Big Game James played very well. Shout outs to James. The homie from Texas, who I was rooting for all tournament, very proud of him. Very glad that he was able to go out there and show what he was made of. DJ Isco from the Austin, Texas area, from the Arcade UFO group. Shout outs to DJ Isco for making the trip out there and holding it down. He did very well in the land of killers. This tournament was not easy by any stretch of the imagination. Any one of these players he could have lost to very easily, but he ended up being fourth, so extra big shout out to Rico. Arlieth gets 5th. That's not easy to TO and handle stream and run brackets and do all the stuff that TOs have to do, and then also play well in the tournament. So shout outs to Tom for doing really well at that tournament. Then you had Juan. I think it's easy to say, he's one of the few execution monsters that we have in our scene. This guy is like he's like a desk for Third Strike, man. This guy has all of the sick execution. His Akuma, his Ryu, his Yun, all very, very, very strong. So shout outs to Juan. It was fun watching his matches. Surewin, my favorite Dudley in the country. This guy did not play as well as he's shown in the past that he can play. Very rusty, obviously, but still able to get top 8. And shout outs to him for coming out to the event supporting. Then you had Harry, who did really well. He only lost to Rico and Juan. 2 very strong players as well, so that's your top 8. But I want to shout out the rest of these players because look at how competitive it was, guys. You had B-Tran, who got 2nd at Combo Breaker last year. He didn't even make top 8 at this tournament. That's how strong the competition was. B-Tran, a young but seasoned player at this point. Then you had Wicked Element, who is my MVP of the tournament outside of Rico, just because of how strong he's been playing all week. He beat Amir at Wednesday Night Fights this last week. So for those of you guys that didn't catch that, that's twitch.tv/Dair Productions, DAIR Productions. He beat Amir twice, I believe. He double jeopardied him. So shout outs to Juan. That's not easy to do. Amir is a super strong player. And that's Chun versus Hugo, so that's super hard to do. Then you had Duralath making it out. I think the last time I saw him play in a tournament was the finale for Season 1. So shout outs to Duralath for coming out there. He didn't do as well as he probably expected, but still a good showing. You had Cure, who played beyond any of my expectations from what I saw at Wednesday Night Fights. Like, Cure from Wednesday Night Fights to Cure at Dawn's Arcade was night and day. Cure at Wednesday Night Fights was fucking scary, dude. At Dawn's Arcade was scary. Like, Wednesday Night Fights, it just didn't seem that he was comfortable on those setups, maybe. Then you had Rennick coming out from the Arizona area. Shout out to Rennick for coming out and supporting. You had Kashik, Dine, Kane, and all these guys. Kazi, Tech Plug, Strong, Badam. I'm not sure who the rest of these players are, but, it was a very strong tournament. Shout outs to everyone that supported. You can catch the archive of that for the Don's Auto Qualifier event at twitch.tv/NYCFurby3S. Or I'm not sorry, not 3S. NYC Furby, just NYC Furby. I'm just so used to adding 3S to everything. The lacrosse event, you had Big Bad Wolf taking that again. I believe he's won all of their events so far. Shout out to Surewin for making the trip up there. Phodie, Mass Lethal, Mash Legs, Neo Andy, Ricefield, who is a new player, I believe, for their scene. He just showed up for that event. Then you had Travinx, and Joe Cola, and that's your top 8 for them. That was a good event for those guys as well. It was pretty competitive, so make sure you're following those guys at twitch.tv/scrubseries. You can catch the archive there as well. Then you had the G-Status event for Lost Ark. Unfortunately, some of the stronger players weren't able to make it out, so that one, but still a really good tournament in general. 404 Yaiba, I'm sorry, put on a really good show. So make sure that you catch the archive for that at twitch.tv/lost_video games, and there is an underscore between all of the words. So lost_arc_video_games. But yeah, that tournament was really sick. Shout outs to Roski, who took that tournament, but it was still competitive. Saisu put on a good show. And then, as I mentioned, 404 Yaiba was probably the MVP of that tournament, man. He did work in that tournament, so definitely check that out, support those guys. Let's take a look at the Jazzy leaderboards. In first, you've got Lance in the Texas area, Yuki also in the Texas area, Ryan over in the SoCal and West Coast region, Daisuke from Japan, but living in the East Coast region. He's been on a tour recently, so he's been in Chicago and SoCal. I imagine he'll be back in New York sometime soon. Then you have Steelhammer, and let's see, and then Al actually. So that's going to make up your top 6 currently. You could ignore 5-Star and Frankie because they've auto qualified. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's your top 6. But just outside of that top 6, Big Bad Wolf, Roski, Bullet Ball Face from the Houston area. Shoutouts to Face. Bane Hollow from the Critical Hit Arcade. PGN Rick, Flanneljack, Big Nasty, Bass Ruthless, or Bass Ruthless. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. David, also from the Texas area. Myself, Amir, Arlieth, Keninblack, Demi, who I believe is the Ibuki player that won the last Akihabara event. So shout out to Demi, the only Ibuki I believe on this first page of the leaderboard. And then you've got Sneak and Goss. Shout outs to everyone that's competing, everyone that's supporting. Hardbraid, yeah. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it as far as this stream goes. If you want to catch any of the information that I covered, or want me to cover any of your matches that pertain to Dudley, or want to know anything about Dudley in general, if I can help you guys out, I'm willing to do so. Just DM me, message me, let me know what's going on. I'm going to end this, and then I might do some matches in a little bit. I might start the stream back up, but I'm going to end this now so that way I can go ahead and just upload this directly to YouTube without having to do any sort of cutting or editing. Appreciate everyone that tuned in, everyone that supported. I will catch you guys in a little bit.